Welcome back.
Hey, nice job, basically. What's up, dude? Good to see you. I mean, you can redeem it, but I forgot to turn it off. That's not supposed to be on, so. Ah, man. TikTok's doing the dumb thing again.
Welcome back.
You say it wrong like 2 seconds after you leave the room. Never. I swear, I may give up on TikTok streaming altogether. I firmly don't understand. Like, it'll work, and then it'll just not work. And it's like, nope, I'm not connecting. Yo, what's up, Beans? Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. That's working. That's working. So it's just TikTok being stupid. Or we may just cancel it. We may just not fool with it.
Crazy.
Alright, give up. You're not working? Not working. Okay. That's weird. Okay, that's clearly weird. There, that's what it's for. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get to it. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We had quite a bit of news yesterday with the Pokemon Presents. We had a few other things that we're going to talk about this morning very briefly. There's some older news that dropped on like Monday, but I wanted to talk about it today because I didn't talk about it on the Game News Monday. But welcome back to the Game News Show. This is our second live morning recording where we would normally just post an edited version of the stream from Tuesday night. I did not do that. I played Pokemon Unite on stream last night. Had a blast playing Electrode Volleyball with chat and the other modes, and it was super fun. We had a good time. I enjoyed it. You know, it was great. But I didn't have to stay up and edit, so I ended up going to see Superman last night. But enough about me. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all having a great day so far. It's just started for me. I woke up late. We got home at like midnight, so it was pretty fun night. Superman was good, by the way. I don't know if anybody has any strong opinions about it one way or the other, but it was a very enjoyable movie. It was fun. It was exactly what I want superhero movies to be. Just here you go. You know, no messaging, no. If there was, I was completely oblivious to it, I guess is what I'll say. But I had fun. It felt like watching Top Gun Maverick. The focus was making a good movie and not telling some other like sub stories or anything. So I don't know. I thought it was good. But anyway, well, let's what's going on there? That's a weird notification, but okay. But let's move into what we're here to talk about, which is the game news over the last couple of days. And we will kick things off with Switch 2 hardware. Switch 2, this is on Insider Gaming. Switch 2 sold 1.6 million units in June as hardware sales rose 249%. It's crazy. Switch 2 was the best-selling console in the United States for June, with sales topping 1.6 million units in its first month. It had the highest launch month unit sales for video game hardware in U.S. history, surpassing PlayStation 4's 1.1 million units in 2013. According to the latest sales data from Circana, Nintendo's latest system was the top console in both units and dollars. That comes after months of the original Nintendo Switch falling behind the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S in both areas. Which is crazy to think about, that the Switch was falling behind. You know, like, how? And then it's like, oh, well, people were just ready for a new console, so that's what we got. Surely you're not suggesting making a good movie. That's the important part about making movies. I just saw that denied. 100% sure it doesn't apply to games either. Probably not. I don't know. What do I know? Okay, but back on this. You know, this is cool. We kind of expected the Switch did really well in its launch month. Nintendo built up a lot of stock to have units available, so it wasn't just, we're sold out, good luck, you know. Yeah, I think that's why the Switch 2, one of the big reasons the Switch 2 took so long to release is because of how much Nintendo stockpiled in the end. So, yeah, good showing for them. Good to see some, like, actual numbers and not just speculative numbers and everything. That's crazy. That's awesome. Great, good launch month for Nintendo, and I think it's just going to keep getting better as long as the games keep coming out with the quality Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World had. But also third-party support is going to carry this system just like it did the Switch 1. Strong first party and then really good third-party support. Right? That's nothing new. That's everybody agrees, right? All right. Anyway, let's go on to our next story here. What is going on here? All right. Okay, so let's talk about the Pokemon Presents. We got, surprise, a brand new Pokemon puzzle games available now on mobile and Switch. This is Pokemon Friends. I'm not going to play the trailer. I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit with some of the screenshots that was this Video Games Chronicle VGC pulled up. So, this game I have downloaded. It's kind of fun. Apparently, it's like $10 on the Switch, but it's free to play on mobile. And then there's like some slight microtransactions, but nothing crazy. It's just I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it, but it's kind of fun. Think like a casual version of WarioWare, broken up into little bitty chunks. That's what this game is, and it's fun. I think it's neat. But this was shown yesterday at the Pokemon Presents, and I kind of saw the trailer. I was like, I don't get it, but I will download the game and check it out. Weird that it costs $10 on Switch, but it's free on mobile. Usually they make it free everywhere and then just support it through DLC and stuff. So it's kind of weird because if you play it on mobile, you can buy the DLC, and it's like there's like a bundle. It's like $30. I'm like, $30 on a mobile game? You're crazy. But if it's the same on Switch and you pay the $10 and get some of the not free to play restrictions, then that makes sense. Yeah, on mobile, it's like you can play like a daily set of puzzles, but once you play through them, you can't do much else unless you buy the at least the $10 base like game, which I think is what you're buying on Switch. I don't know, I haven't confirmed it, but interesting nonetheless. I mean, like I said, the screenshots here, this is just WarioWare in casual form, so it's not bad. Yo, Jay, I see you in chat. What's up, dude? Good to see you this morning. But it was good. It's a fine game. I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it, though. Especially at the limited, only play a little bit a day kind of restriction. I don't want to pay for this game, to be honest. So I'm not going to. All right, moving on. We got Mega Dragonite revealed, and a lot of people have opinions. I think it's good. I like it. Mega Dragonite looks cool. I have nothing really to complain about. It's not maybe what I was expecting, but I like it. Yo, Dan coming in with the Prime sub. Thank you so much, dude. But we have this. We got a lot of info on Legends ZA, but nothing like really new. It was a lot of story details. I mean, it was new stuff, but it was like showing character customization and some of the NPCs and companions you'll interact with. But yes, Denali, that's wings coming out of its head. It is indeed wings coming out of its head. But I like it. All right, I like it. I think it's a cool design. They talked about it a little bit, but they mostly just showed it, and then they showed a bunch of stuff in the game. You know, some of the plot is detailed, and that's cool. I don't want to get too okay. No. All right. Anyway, it's good though. I'm looking forward to this game so much. It looks like it's just gonna be a fun time, and I'm okay with this. I hope this new evil team's actually an evil team, dude. I agree, Zeke. I hope there's like stakes, kind of like there was in Legends Arceus, you know. But yeah, the first new Mega Pokemon around a decade. I don't know. We weren't bothering with the article. I have my own thoughts on this one, but it's crazy, right? All right, let's move on. All right, this is what I really was more excited to talk about this morning. Pokemon Champions, new details revealed for Switch and mobile battling game. They did show us a trailer, and we got some gameplay footage, which we know what Pokemon battles look like, right? That's not anything surprising, but we got a little more details about the game. Some of the in-game like menus and stuff look really good. You'll be able to like borrow Pokemon, but get them permanently using a point system in the game. Well, let's talk about this. During a live stream on Tuesday, the Pokemon Company debuted a new look at the battle-focused game and revealed details on its gameplay. There will be 3 different battle modes available in Pokemon Champions, playable in both single and double battle formats, it said. Ranked battles allow players to test their skills against other trainers online based on their skill level. Meanwhile, casual battles remove the skill element, and private battles are for playing against friends. In Pokemon Champions, trainers can recruit Pokemon to join their teams and battle other trainers, TPC said. Trial recruitment allows Pokemon to join the player's team for a limited time, letting them try out a Pokemon in battle straight away and test strategies. Permanent recruitment uses victory points, which are gained from various methods such as ranked battles, to add Pokemon to the player's team permanently. Players can also use VP, victory points, to train Pokemon according to their own preferences, including altering their stats and abilities, which is like the Wonder training that was in X and Y, except now you can just pick stuff. And says while a complete list of compatible games was announced, both console games such as Scarlet and Violet and mobile games like Pokemon Home were referenced, suggesting that the vast majority of currently available Pokemon will be usable in the game. I would be surprised if you couldn't use most everything. What I'm really concerned about is pricing, and apparently there's like a one-time like purchase that none of it is microtransaction based. It's just going to be like a one-time purchase to be able to play the game. I don't know if that's going to carry into mobile, but on Switch that looks like what it is. And victory points are totally earnable in game just from playing and nothing else. From what I've seen, I couldn't find any confirmation from Pokemon, but a lot of people were speculating on that and talking about it with some kind of authority. It didn't sound like more speculation, but it's the internet. People can just make up stuff. And I really hope that that's the case with the victory point system, though, that it's not tied to like microtransactions. It would make sense if it was. I wouldn't be surprised, but I can be hopeful that that's not the case. And it's just going to be, you get to play the game and enjoy it and, you know, battle online. I don't know if this is going to replace battling, though. I feel like Gen 10 is going to be reaction-based and not turn-based, so they released this for the pros and stuff like that. That's where I was going, Zeke. I kind of feel like with the new direction that ZA has as far as adding more action to the battle mode, and then this looks like traditional turn-based Pokemon battles, would Pokemon Champions be like the VGC format? It could be, and I think having it on mobile and Switch opens it up to a ton more players that maybe wouldn't pick up a Switch. They can just play on their phone and then use like Pokemon Home and Go to get the Pokemon they want, and then you can just move the stats around. So it really is just like a build a team situation. I don't know if that's going to replace the traditional competitive side of Pokemon, though. That's what I'm concerned about. You know, like, would it be You know, is the game going to be the platform that replaces competitive Pokemon, or the battle, like the online battle modes in the main games? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so just yet. But it would be cool if it was its own thing, because then the battles and stuff in the mainline games could be expanded a little more without upsetting everybody. You know, I think that's the smart move. But I guess we'll find out at next year's Pokemon Day 30th anniversary. Everybody's expecting that's when the big teaser for the new gen is going to be, the big trailer reveal, I guess. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Pokemon Champions looks fun. I will definitely be checking it out. I suck at Pokemon battling, but hey, I can do this and just put all my stats in HP and special attack, and we'll see what happens. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. It'll be fun though. All right, let's move on. Maybe. Are we allowed to? There we go. All right, another thing they didn't talk about but has been revealed is the new Pokemon game is getting a Switch 2 hardware bundle. Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 bundle will feature a standard edition console. So it's kind of like the Mario Kart bundle. You're going to get the game with the system. I think this is a smart move. It doesn't look like this bundle is available in the Switch 1 format at all. It really looks like Nintendo and Game Freak are marketing, well, I guess Game Freak, not really, Pokemon Company, are marketing the Switch 2 edition over the Switch 1 edition. That shouldn't surprise really anybody. You know, that should be like what we expect at this point. Nintendo's going to want to push that new hardware. The Switch 2 edition is going to be the best way to experience this game. But the Switch 1 edition does exist for those that aren't upgrading yet. And I believe there's an upgrade path if you buy the base, the Switch 1 edition for like $10. So not a bad offer. But if you don't have the hardware yet and you're wanting to get it, this is a pretty good deal. It's $500 just like the Mario Kart bundle was. So, you know, take advantage of that. I'm sure pre-orders are coming up soon if they're not already out. I didn't read the article. The headline says it all, right? I don't need to dive deep into every single one of these things. Oh my gosh. All right, let's shift gears from Pokemon. Let's talk about Battlefield a little bit. We got Battlefield 6 July 24th reveal trailer. That's tomorrow, because today's the 23rd. They are hyping this game up. This is like a Call of Duty Next style like reveal. There's gonna be, you know, some announcements, release dates. They really have an opportunity here to, one, bring back Battlefield in a big way, and two, to bring Call of Duty players over from Battlefield. Call of Duty's in a weird spot. They're trying to do Fortnite things, but it's kind of weird. I haven't liked any of like the crossover skins they've been doing. The Gundam collab was kind of cool. If it kind of flew under the radar, and then COD Mobile has like some cool stuff going on. I really think Call of Duty should shift to the COD Mobile like just structure, where that's the game, and then the campaign exists in its own like little bubble. That would be the better approach, but I highly doubt they'll do that because people still buy Call of Duty for the multiplayer every year, and Warzone continues to exist for some reason. But anyway, Battlefield has a great opportunity here to just release a really good military shooter. This is the trailer. It's the teaser. It's 10 seconds. I'm hoping it's good. The destruction I'm excited to see with next gen hardware, current gen hardware. I don't know, however you want to see it, look at it. But they really got to not fumble the bag on this one. They have, this is big for EA. This is big for DICE. This is big for the just shooter space in general. If this game botches the launch, I mean, Battlefield could be cooked, but DICE could also be in a situation. I firmly believe that. So hopefully it's not too bad. I'm looking forward to it. I will check out the reveal trailer tomorrow. May have some thoughts. I don't know. I've never been a big Battlefield fan. I've always played Call of Duty over Battlefield, but I have enjoyed time I've spent playing Battlefield. So, you know, that's good. What's up, Brent? Good to see you. But anyway, let's move on. All right, you guys know I like Fortnite, so we can talk about Fortnite a little bit. We made that way too large. All right, Fortnite Blitz Royale is extended until 2027, it's claimed. Blitz Royale has been a lot of fun. No worries, Jay. Thanks for being here. Blitz Royale is probably my favorite mode to have come to Fortnite in a long time. It's Battle Royale, but like super fast paced with a bunch of perks and enhancements, and it is super fun. They said it's built for mobile, but a lot of us on console are just enjoying it. But it was a limited time mode that they extended from like the 1 month it was planned to be out to like 2 or 3 months, and now supposedly, we'll read the article. It's extended until 2027. So, according to reliable leakers, Fortnite Blitz Royale has been made permanent, as the new extension is still 2027. Though, through a patch in June, Fortnite released Blitz Royale, a shorter version of the Battle Royale experience. Epic Games had already announced an extension earlier this month, stating that the new game mode would be available for an additional 4 weeks. Now it appears that it will remain there for at least 2 more years. I imagine going from like, hey, this is a 1 month mode to it is so popular, we will put it on here for the next few years. It is that good though. Like if you like Battle Royale or if you like Fortnite, but it just takes too long, play this mode. It is so fun. It is really like my favorite way to play Fortnite right now. It may have become a permanent game mode. The latest leak about the Fortnite Blitz Royale extension and becoming permanent comes from Sheena BR on X. It appears that the developers have extended some quests for this game mode, which are now set to end in 2027, indicating that the game mode could remain active for at least another 2 years. However, as the information doesn't come from an official announcement, players should take it with a grain of salt. See, for those unaware, Blitz Royale features a smaller zero-build map that accommodates only 32 players. Each player starts with the same random medallion or unique weapon, and they need to increase their Blitz level by eliminating opponents and surviving storm circles. Leveling up provides powerful weapons and power-ups, and there's some golden chests and golden supply drops for players to loot too. So yes, it is awesome. I would like to jump back into it. I've been enjoying Unite a little bit more than Fortnite lately, but Blitz Royale super fun, especially with a squad. You can get back-to-back wins. It's such a good mode. I'm really glad Epic made it permanent. It just kind of shows where the state of the game is. Fortnite is still as popular as ever, I feel like. But the base Battle Royale mode, especially since they relaunched on phone, it takes too long and it's so clunky. Whereas this is just quick and you can get in and out of a game so fast. So it's super fun. It's good. I'm glad it's sticking around. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Forza. Forza Horizon 5 is the PlayStation's best-selling game in 2025. Hashtag so far. Well, I take away something people love. Microsoft will learn a thing, and Nintendo. I agree, dude. I totally agree. You're reading this news headline correctly. Xbox original Forza Horizon 5 is PS5's best-selling game in 2025. It underlines how bizarre the modern gaming landscape looks now, but it's a big win for Xbox Game Studios, PlayStation, and players alike. I can't help but think of Jasper's famous Simpsons quote after emerging from a freezer, believing he's been cryogenically frozen. What a time to be alive. It seemed impossible we'd ever see the likes of Forza and Gears of War on a PlayStation console, but it's happening. Not only this, but Forza Horizon 5 is dominating the PS5. So Forza Horizon 5 PS5 speeds past its competition. According to Alinea Analytics, as of July 21st, Forza Horizon has sold over 3 million copies on PS5. That is insane. It's not racing clear to lead the pack by a huge margin. I don't understand that sentence. Monster Hunter Wilds is just behind it with 2.9 million copies sold. Then it's a big gap to third place as Assassin's Creed Shadows manages to get itself on the PS5 podium with a respectable 2 million copies sold. Alinea, I don't know, a reliable data source for these metrics, also shows that Elden Ring, Night Rain, and hit sensation Clair Obscura make up the top 5. Shockingly, Alinea reports Forza has already passed Astrobot, PlayStation's Game of the Year exclusive in 2024, and is surpassing Death Stranding 2's sales rate. Shockingly, Alinea reports, I still can't fathom legendary Xbox exclusive franchises being on PS5. It's proving to be a big success, and it's surely the start of a successful partnership where we expect to see old and new Gears, Halo, and other various Xbox games launch on PlayStation consoles. Who plays Forza? Like, dude, that's something I agree with, Jay. How popular is Forza Horizon that the PlayStation community was starved for something so bad? But it's such a good game. The Forza Horizon series has always been very fun, so it kind of makes sense that this is what we got, you know. I'm encouraged and I feel good, you know, like going in, like Microsoft really is onto something with the multi-platform releases. But I agree with Zeke. They're slowly turning into Sega and being beat by Nintendo and PlayStation console field. So they're turning to a new way of business. That they're doing things way better than Sega did, though, because they have so many studios and IPs and things that can support this vision of being a third-party publisher while still making your own hardware. Because they said they're not giving up on hardware, and it's Microsoft. They're going to want hardware. They want that telemetry. They want that 30% cut from their store. Like, there's still value there for some reason, but they're not giving up on that, not by any stretch. A win is a win, but whoa. No, I agree, Jay. But I think it's cool nonetheless. I mean, am I never gonna give hardware up? Never gonna let players down? Oof. I'm interested in what what the reaction to like Halo is gonna be like. If they do Master Chief Collection on PS5, is it going to break the internet? Infinite won't. Like, it'll be fine. People will play it, but I don't think it'll get a surge in popularity. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe it gets super popular. But that'll be the real thing. But I guess with Forza Horizon, I mean, good on the devs for making such a good game. I hope that the studios and the devs that worked on this weren't let go so quickly. But I feel like they were part of the layoffs. I know Turn 10 got turned into a support studio, but Turn 10 wasn't the lead on the Forza Horizon series. It was the guys making Fable, and I forgot the name of the studio. It just Playground Games. Here it is. Credit to Playground Games as the studio behind it. And so hopefully once they get Fable out of the door, we can get, or if they have like enough staff, they have Forza Horizon 6 being worked on anyway. I don't know. I'm not an insider in that regards, or at all. So I just don't know. I don't know what to make of that, but it's cool nonetheless. Exciting to see. Weird time that Xbox games are topping the PS5 charts and doing really well in sales. Anyway, maybe. All right, here we go. All right, here's an article. We haven't talked about some of these games, specifically No Rest for the Wicked, but Ori developer Moon Studios explains why No Rest for the Wicked may skip Xbox. This was going around yesterday quite a bit, and I believe Monday, whatever's going on. CEO Thomas Mahler has denied claims the studio is shaking down Microsoft. So, if you guys don't know, the studio that made the Ori games is an independent studio. They're working on a game called No Rest for the Wicked. The game's still in development. It's on early access. It's like Diablo. The shortest way I can describe all of that. The co-founder and CEO of the studio behind the Ori games has said that the studio is prioritizing the PS5 and PS5 Pro and Switch 2 versions of No Rest for the Wicked, and that the studio will see what makes sense for Xbox. The game, which is currently in early access on Steam, is planned for Sony and Nintendo's consoles. However, in a message posted to Discord, Moon Studio CEO Thomas Mahler to Discord say that market conditions meant that an Xbox version is at the back of the queue. By the way, given current market conditions, we might only release on PS5 and potentially Switch 2 for the time being. We'll have to discuss with Microsoft and see what makes sense for Xbox. Wow, Ginger, you made it into an article. I have to send him this article. Ginger Prime posted the post from Discord. Apparently it's credited here. Following the snippet being posted to social media, discussion grew over the studio, which made its name via the beloved then Xbox exclusive Ori series leaving the platform. Mahler himself took to NeoGAF to respond, dispelling suggestions that the move was a shakedown. Folks, can we drop the conspiracy theory insanity? If NeoGAF becomes more and more like the Purple Forum, don't be surprised if people stop posting here as well. So no, it's not a shakedown. It's called common effing sense. He went on to explain that while the studio would love to eventually come to all platforms due to the speed with which the studio wants to add community requested features such as co-op, it has to prioritize PlayStation and Nintendo platforms. So what our community's been wanting the most is co-op and console support, so we want to fulfill those wishes as soon as humanly possible. We're already hard at work on co-op so people can play Wicked multiplayer pretty soon. And after that, the idea is we'll release 1.0 sooner than initially expected, so we don't have to deal with the hassle of being an early access game on consoles. Wicked is already in a pretty great state, so by the time we exit early access, we'll be golden. Mahler also claimed that the time involved in porting the game to both Xbox and Series X both Series X and the weaker Series S, a requirement for all modern Xbox titles, will take more time and resources than PS5 and PS5 Pro port. That makes sense. Also, just the number of players on Xbox is probably greatly lower than the PS5 potential PS5 and PS5 Pro players. In order to get there fast, we'll first support the platform that has the most users purely out of resource reasons. We're comparatively small indie studios, so doing a console port at the quality level we want is not a small task. See, that makes sense. Porting to Xbox means porting to Series X and Series S, and that'll take more time to optimize compared to porting to PS5 and PS5 Pro. So we're most likely going to do that first and launch there in order to make fans happy and supply other ports later. That's literally all there is to it. And yes, we'll need to discuss with Xbox and Nintendo what the best strategies are to support their platforms and their features in the best way possible, and that'll be an ongoing discussion. So that's pretty much it. You know, like the fact that they're skipping Xbox isn't as big a deal. It's kind of a bummer for people that want the game on Xbox, but it's not. I don't think it's a sign that devs are going to start abandoning Xbox or publishing to Xbox. No, they're still on PC. They're still coming to consoles in some way. It just they can't put the resources into the Xbox support yet. And might as well do what they can do where potentially the most people are, and make that money and then do the Xbox port. I don't know. I just saw people discussing this and people being upset. But Moon Studios is in a good spot, and I'm really excited to see what No Rest for the Wicked is. I've been watching gameplay on it. I haven't touched it myself. I don't know if it's my kind of game. Just saying, like it doesn't look like the kind of game I would play. But I have been following the development and stuff just through contact with like Ginger Prime and other people like that. So it's just been, kind of interesting to see. But yeah, an indie studio can make those choices, and people being upset, I just find that odd. Anyway, let's move on. All right, I found this wild. Splitgate 2, which was supposed to be a huge game, is unlaunching as developer 1047 Games cuts staff. The original game will be playable for another month before going offline. So the game came out earlier this summer. Had a big marketing push behind it. A lot of influencers were playing it. But let's read the article and see what's going on there. Splitgate 2 is unlaunching, according to developer 1047 Games. An unspecified number of staff have been laid off as a result of the change. The shooter, which was released in June, has faced low player numbers during its opening weeks and mixed fan feedback from players. Now, developer 1047 Games has said it's taking the game off sale in order to work on it further, listen to fan complaints, and attempt to move forward. We believe in Splitgate 2, opens a message from 1047 Games founders Ian Prulux, I guess, Nicholas Bagamian. I'm sorry, I'm butchering names. I don't know how to read. We launched too early. We had ambitious goals with Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off far more than we could chew. We rushed certain features, made some boneheaded mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished portal-filled mayhem you fell in love with. The game's going back into beta, and the team's going heads down until 2026, they said. It's claimed that major parts of the game will be rebuilt, and fan-requested features such as less complex monetization and a refocus on classic game modes. Okay. The statement then addressed the job losses that the studio will face as a result of the change. Rebuilding the core experience isn't a quick fix, it's a long-term commitment. To give ourselves time to build the Splitgate you deserve, we made the incredibly difficult decision to reduce certain roles and shift our resources to focus on this rework. It's heartbreaking. These are our teammates and our friends. They helped build what we have today. They're receiving severance and job placement support. We're committed to doing everything we can to help them through this transition. We hope to bring them back when we can. Lastly, the founders announced that the studio will take the original Splitgate service offline next month due to them costing the studio hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, yes. Crazy situation. Right? Like, I don't fully understand what the blowback was. Everything I saw, people were enjoying the game. But to unlaunch your title means you thought it was in a bad spot, that you didn't fully believe in it. So that's concerning, right? Like, are we okay? What's the deal? But I think the negative, if there was a large negative impact, like on Steam or wherever the game was seeing the most players, it was a smart decision to pull the game and rework it until next year. I just wonder what the plan is, because we've seen games unlaunch or go, out of being available to be fixed and then re-released. Sometimes they come back stronger, sometimes they don't come back at all. Or sometimes they come back and are on the market for 6 months and then get pulled again. I was thinking games like Multiverses, where the beta was incredibly popular, and what killed the game was they took it offline for about a year while they finished the release, and then when it came out, it lasted another like 6-8 months, and then wasn't making money because all the steam, like all the hype behind it, was gone. You took away access to the game when it should have stayed up in beta while they worked on it. That would have kept that game relevant. I'm thinking Cyberpunk. They pulled it for a little while to fix it. A big patch came out, and then, hey, it's actually a good game. It just launched really broken, which is weird because it was in development for so long, but that happens. From what I've seen, the marketing push for this game, the paying for influencers, there was a big budget for streamers and content creators to cover this game. And once that money dried up, I think support for the game vanished because you had big people not playing it anymore. At least it didn't fire people to fire people. No, I agree with that. That's a fair point. It's cool of them not to have just canned people because times are hard. They just had to realign priorities to be able to fix the game. I haven't played Splitgate 2. I tried Splitgate 1. It was fine. But I don't know. I just find it weird that the game's being completely unlaunched. And hopefully they can fix it and bring it back next year. If it's going to take that long, I don't know. But anyway, odd times, right? Odd times. I guess it's interesting that you could unlaunch your game, pull it off any stores, and re-release it later. And maybe the people that bought it can still, that they'll be able to get it or put any money into it. They'll have it come back into their library, or they'll have their microtransactions restored. I don't really know what the monetization was, but maybe it'll come back. All right, got one more story for you guys. The Switch 2 dock could be perfect for GameCube enthusiasts. I just thought this was cool. We're not going to go into too much detail. I saw this on Nintendo Life. But Retro Fighters, they make third-party controllers and stuff, and make a lot of cool things. They put up on Kickstarter what they call the Battle Dock, and it's basically the GameCube adapter on your Switch dock. I think it looks cool, but it's a functional adapter, so it's a functional dock thing. You put your, it gives you GameCube ports for you to plug your controllers into your Switch 2 without having that weird adapter just hanging out somewhere. It's all contained in your Switch dock. I like it. I would like to pick one up. The Kickstarter was funded. I don't know when the thing comes out, but it looks pretty cool, and I like that the GameCube just refuses to die in every way, shape, and form. I'd be tempted to pick this up, though. I would like to have one. So that's I just thought it was cool. Like, that was it. I don't know why the GameCube... I know why the GameCube retains popularity. I mean, the controller is great and all, but it's just funny to see, like, how popular and the lengths people are going to keep the GameCube alive in 2026 and beyond. Because I think that's when they said this comes out. Estimated delivery on Kickstarter is January 2026. So, GG's. But cool, as they keep adding stuff to Switch on the GameCube app for Switch Online, that'll be awesome. But anyway, guys, well, that's pretty much all I had to talk about this morning. Fun times, weird times in the game news world. I'm really enjoying doing the game news like this in the mornings. It's a lot more fun for me personally. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this is episode 2 of doing it this way, and I'd call it a success so far. This is nice. Nice to know. I appreciate it. But I don't know. I didn't come across anything majorly groundbreaking over the last couple of days. That Pokemon Presents was kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie. The stuff they showed was cool, but I was kind of hoping we get another remake or some Gen 10 teasers. Man, my throat is so scratchy this morning. As bad as Nintendo is, at least they don't constantly lay off employees when a game fails. No, it's true. I agree with that. I think that's a fair point. You know, they don't just lay off people. I don't think they've cut very often. So, if they have at all, I haven't been aware of it. But I don't think they cut very often. Game News 2.0. I mean, pretty much, dude. It's going pretty well. Personally. Oh, man. All right. Well, I don't want to linger and just hang out. I have an hour, but no Gen 10 teaser means they're actually working on it. I would agree with that, Zeke. I would agree with that. But yes, Game News 2.0 is pretty much what this is. Basically, you need a profile picture. When I feature chats from people and you have the default profile icon, I don't know what to make of that. But it says you're a founder, 60 months in the overlay. So I thought that was kind of cool. I just wanted to see what it looked like when I featured one of your messages. I'm excited for Gen 10 Pokemon. I was kind of hoping those black and white remakes were real, but I don't even know. I don't know if they're going to do that at all. All right. Well, we got through that a little faster than I expected to. Well, here's something new. Xbox drops Outer Worlds 2 price back to $70. Interesting. Here, we can look at that. This is from Clobrill, who has great Xbox coverage on X. It was going to launch at $80, but I guess they dropped it $10 because people are like, hey, we don't want to pay $80 for games. I think if $10 is going to break your budget, you've got bigger fish to fry in terms of managing money. But I don't know. 70 versus $80, it's still above 50 or 60, so remakes are probably not coming back, and instead will be Legends game now. Yeah, I could see that, Knives. I could see that. That actually would make sense if they went that route with Pokemon. Like, that wouldn't surprise me if they were just like, hey, we can revisit old regions with new mechanics and new ideas instead of just remaking the games. But I don't know. I think it would be cool though. All right, well, let's find somebody to raid on the Twitch side of things. And we'll call it a morning. Let's see. My gosh. Let's find somebody playing Pokemon Unite. Okay, never mind. That got complicated really fast, and now I don't want to do it anymore. Oof. Guys, thanks for being here today. I hope you have a great day ahead of you. I'm just going to end it here. I'm thankful for all the support lately. Let's see. When Pearl failed and Legends succeeded, they say that and went... When people don't want remake... Oh, yeah, they say that people don't want remakes and they want new stories in the same region. It's not a bad idea, though. But I think you lose some. I mean, Black and White's such a good gen. I think it deserves a remake. Then stop. Then you don't need to remake them. But that's just me. All right, guys. I'm done. I'm just going to be rambling here, and I don't want to do that. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope y'all have a great day ahead of you. I will be live again tomorrow night. We'll play some DK Bonanza. And, yeah, I will catch you guys later. Have a great day. Love you. God bless. Thanks for checking out the game news. And like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. See ya.